Air compressors. On board ships, compressed air is used for various purposes like starting of main and auxiliary engines, for control system of machineries, for ship's whistle, to operate pneumatic tools, etc. Air in natural state cannot do any above-mentioned tasks, so it has to be compressed, that is, energy need to be added into the air, which is done by a machine called air compressor. Compressed air is stored in pressure vessels called air bottles. Theory behind air compression. First we need to find out the meaning of these processes. Isothermal process, in which the temperature maintained constant. So the compression of air takes place at a constant temperature. Adiabatic process. This is a process during which there is no heat transfer. That is, compression of air takes place at constant energy. Polytropic process. This is a process during which there is heat transfer take place. This can be expressed by equation Pvn equals constant. In air compressors, polytropic compression is the one we actually gets. According to the graph, isothermal compression is the best to use in air compressors, but practically, it is not possible, because during compression stroke, as volume becomes less, the temperature of air becomes more, and at the same time the area of the cylinder walls, which act to cool the compressed air. Practically we have polytropic compression in air compressors. To reduce work done, we have to bring that curve towards the isothermal curve. To achieve this, compressed air must be cooled. Cooling is done by water or air. Volumetric efficiency. It is the ratio between the quantity of air discharged and the swept volume. Free air means the air at atmospheric press and at 15 degrees Celsius. Volumetric efficiency always refer to low pressure piston. There are factors affecting to volumetric efficiency. There are change in clearance volume due to gaskets and bearing wear down, dirty or leaky valves, leakage passed through piston rings, insufficient cooling water due to dirty coolers, high cooling water temp, higher inlet temp, throttling of air intake due to dirty intake filter, insufficient suction valve lift, strong suction valve spring. Clearance volume. This is to provide thermal expansion and prevent the piston from striking cylinder cover. This is called bumping clearance, which is maintained between cylinder cover and piston. Bumping clearance must be as small as possible. High bumping clearance reduces volumetric efficiency of compressor, reduces compressor capacity and increases discharge air temperature. Bumping clearance is affected by bearing wear and gasket thickness. Low bumping clearance can cause mechanical damage. Bumping clearance must be checked after overhauling. Generally, clearance volume is about 6% of swept volume. Air filter materials, felt or paper, metal gauze or nylon strands. Purpose of filter is to remove contaminant which will prevent abrasive wear of piston rings. Deposits on valves casing can be a source of ignition. Very dirty filter will cause reduction in suction pressure, increase in compression ratio, increase in discharge temperature which may cause coke deposit, less airflow and danger of overheating coke deposits. In extreme case, discharge temperature may exceed auto-ignition temperature of lube oil, resulting in an explosion. Intercooler and aftercooler. Cooling medium can be air or water. Copper tubes expanded in brass tube plates with allowance for expansion of tube nest. Mostly water-cooled coolers are made with cast iron casing with bursting disc, to protect against sudden overpressure. Drain pockets are fitted to remove moisture. Relief valve is to protect against overpressure on air side. In case of tube leakage, leaky tube is plugged or replaced. Piston. Trunk-type piston is used in single-acting compressor. Tandem piston is used in multi-stage compact design. Aluminum alloy material is used for good friction properties and high strength with low coefficient of thermal expansion. Generally, piston rings material is alloyed cast iron. Crankshaft usually made by forged carbon steel integral with counterweight. Cast steel being prone to fatigue is not used. Bearings. Thin shell type commonly used in modern compressors requires lube oil pressure above 2 bar. Unloader. This prevents compressor to start on load. There are some methods to unload compressor cylinder. They are throttling of suction, speed variation, bypass discharge to suction, depression to hold suction valve plates on their seats. Last two methods are most widely used in marine compressors. Function of compressor lubricant. Lubricate bearing, gears and rubbing parts. Remove heat due to compression and friction. Provide sealing to minimize air loss. Prevent corrosion. Be suitable for long-term use. Thanks for watching. Good luck.